Hi world, it's the 6th of July 2016, it's about quarter to 10 in the morning UK time. So, it's a bit of a heads up this one because I've just got a feeling in my water that there's going to be a lot going on in the next 24-48 hours. Mars is in 23 degrees Scorpio, he's just beginning to inch forward. By the end of this month he'll be getting ready to leave Scorpio. But Mars moving forward in Scorpio, having been retrograde for a long time, it's almost like he's bristling with what I would call a grudge energy. And he's looking for something or someone or some type of environment or situation to unleash what I would describe as a typical scorpionic Mars energy. Add to this that over the next 48 hours, a combination of both the Sun and Mercury are opposing Pluto. This adds to what I see as a very deep, powerful, subversive, plutonic stroke scorpionic energy being around. Saturn is strongly squaring Neptune, both of them retrograde, and this is only going to get stronger over the coming couple of months as both Saturn and then Neptune stand still and start moving forward. And to add insult to injury, if I look at the heliocentric chart as opposed to the normal geocentric chart, then the heliocentric chart also shows a really strong square at the moment between Mars and Jupiter. Not subtle, not tactful, not diplomatic, quite expansive and possibly quite explosive. I have a funny feeling that the proverbial is going to hit the fan at some stage in the next 48 hours. Now the moon's in Leo at the moment, trining Saturn, and it's not really doing a lot to anything else in the sky, at least over the coming 24 hours. And it's a fairly nice moon in Leo at the moment, and will be until it leaves and moves into Virgo. I can't help but feel that what we're seeing is already the pre-shudders, the premonitions that are coming ahead 2 months early of the eclipses that are coming in September, which are going to be pretty damn big, especially the eclipse at the very start of September and the pattern that's going on around it at that time. We are heading into a situation which is so reminiscent, to me anyway, of 15 years ago, 14 to 15 years ago. The Saturn-Pluto opposition and the resultant 9/11 disaster, which then gave birth to the Gulf War. Now, it may or may not be fitting and it may or may not be influencing my thinking, but in a couple of hours from now, the long-awaited 7-year public inquiry into the Iraq War from a British perspective is going to be published, and it's pretty obvious that there's going to be one or two very prominent ex-politicians who are going to get absolutely caned. But you have to ask yourself, not just around the reasons why Britain and everyone else went to war at that time and why they did what they did, and why they certainly exceeded their remit at that time. And as a result, so many thousands and thousands and thousands of people were killed. We don't even think about the fact that 250 people died in a bombing in Baghdad just a couple of days ago. We hardly mention that these days. And it doesn't seem important to us in the Western world. There's something really fundamentally wrong with human nature at the moment. This goes back to stuff that's going on now, really goes back to 9/11. I'm sorry to say. And if I need astrological evidence of this, it is that Saturn in the sky is now opposite the degree where it was during 2001. It's on the same degree in the sky where Pluto was over 2000 and 2001. So on a half Saturn return, a lot of stuff is laid bare, a lot of stuff is brought up. And there's definite echoes of that time being around now. So let's come out of the global and look at the personal. If you're being hit by Pluto this year, if you're born around the 6th to the 8th of January, July, October, April, or if you're being hit by in other ways by Pluto at this over this year, whether it's on your Moon, your Mars, your Saturn, whatever, this next 48 hours is dodgy. So really, at a personal level, be cautious, people. There's a lot of I'm not going to say dark because that gives the wrong connotation. There's a lot of subversive energy out there. It's not a healthy time, and the next 48 hours is quite likely to be accident prone, and there's going to be a lot of people giving in to what I see as primal and basic urges. I do anticipate a sudden rise in crimes of violence in the next couple of days. It will not be permanent. It will clear by the end of this week. But the next couple of days are dodgy. So count to 10, be good to yourselves, smile at people and walk away from situations of confrontation or disagreement and say, look, let's sort this out next week. You know it makes sense. The planets impel, they don't compel. But at the moment, it's a minefield out there. Be careful, folks. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.